Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time. It's November 12th, I believe. Haven't tied a jig since February, so it's been a few months for sure. But now that winter is upon us, or getting close to at least, figured I would get behind the vise again and start tying some jigs. So today what we're going to do, we have just a 1/4 ounce ball head in the jig, in the vise, not because that's what you need for this jig, but just because that's what I have. It actually might be better on a football jig, or maybe even a net or something like that, but a ball head will work just fine. We have some mink strip, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just score along the leather there and fork it into a tail, and so that'll be our tail. And then we have some coyote, so usually I've tied with coyote tail before, but this is from the body. So we're going to add that for the body. I might dubbing loop that in, or I might just wrap it. Haven't decided yet. We'll figure that out as we go. But stick around and let's get the tying. All right, we're just going to start by laying our base as usual. Just got some olive 210 flat wax, and we're going to get on that. And as well, I don't know if I would prefer to have probably an olive colored jig head as well, but I don't. As some of you might know, I don't pour my own lead, so I don't make my own jig heads or anything like that. I just don't have a space for it. That might be changing soon. But yeah, so I just buy what I can get my hands on and tie with that. So unfortunately that sometimes means that I don't get the colors I want or whatever, but it is what it is. So just, if you want to copy this jig, just, do it with the colors that you suit you best. All right, so I've cut my mink strip down, as you can see, into a little V there. And I'm going to tie that in, and I'm going to tie that with the leather facing up. So just like this, make sure I have, yeah, that should be good, long enough for the tail. And the reason I'm tying it with the leather facing up is because if you tie it with the leather facing down, it has a tendency to curl up like that, which doesn't, I don't think, look good. I mean, I've tied them both ways before, but and for those of you who haven't tied with mink before, I haven't tied a lot with it, but what I have noticed is that it's very buoyant, and so I've never actually, yeah, I've tied, I don't, maybe one, yeah, a couple times I've tied it with using a tail, but as a tail. But yes, I just wanted to try this out. So I'm guessing this will be a good, or this will be a good sort of bottom bait, crawling it along. As you can see with a split tail like that, well, this could mimic crayfish or crawfish claws and that kind of thing. So if you wanted to make a crayfish, crawfish pattern, that would be definitely something that comes to mind. But yeah, so we're just going to see how this goes here. And then I'm going to tie in, still haven't decided yet whether I want to just wrap this coyote fur or dub it in. But I'm going to make that decision right now. Okay, so I think I made a decision to just wrap it. And I'm going to start it up maybe about here, because I don't want it too bulky, and again, I don't want these hairs to really interfere too much with the coyote, or with the mink that's on there rather. So yeah, so that's what I will do, and obviously you want the hairs pointing this way. Now if you have, just one second, I'm going to grab my, so this is what the coyote strip came in. I don't know how you can see it better, but just like a long strip like this. And then I just cut strips by scoring it and then kind of like gently tearing. If you do that, or if you have a strip like this of coyote hair, or probably any hair for that matter, just always make sure that you are brushing it through pretty good, because there's a lot of that under fur, or whatever it's called technically, that you want to sort of get rid of. And like even here, there's still a lot. My shirt is covered in it right now, but that's okay. That's just an FYI kind of a thing. I'm sure many of you already knew that. I'm just going to cut away some of these hairs here right at the tab. And then we're going to start to tie in our strip here. And again, just want to make sure that that leather is really good and secure there. All right, and now, yeah, just the very... Now I'm tying this, so this is going to be a bit different because I'm tying it, I'm going under, whereas I should be going over. But, yeah, it'll all work out in the end. And then just brushing that back as I go in. And I've never really tied with coyote body hair before, so I've done a lot of tying, as if you've watched my video before, I've done a lot of tying with coyote tail and dubbing that in quite often, which works really nice. But yeah, never done a lot with body hair as it is. So we'll see how this works. See what it looks like. This is really my first time, so we'll see what it looks like in the water. Not sure how it'll look or how it'll play, but all right. Then I'm just gonna cut this off. Just give that collar a bit more. I might cut off some more of that leather strap there. That's not showing too bad, so that's okay. But yeah, I think that's good. I don't need to add. I was gonna maybe add a. Yeah, see, this is the stuff that you need to brush out, which obviously I didn't do a good enough job of. But I don't know if it needs another collar or anything like that per se. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And yeah, just give it a few extra wraps here. And then give it a whip finish, and then we're done. And then we're going to see, obviously the best part is seeing what it looks like in the water. And hopefully it's not a complete dud. But that's part of the fun, is exploring new materials and seeing what they do, seeing what works, what doesn't work. That's sort of what I enjoy about tying jigs, is tying with sort of more unique materials that you don't necessarily see every day, like mink and coyote, for instance. Or at least I don't see them every day. You can't, or at least hard to buy them around where I am, so. And give that a little snip. I'm just going to put a little bit of loon, some UV on there. Spread that around as best I can with and try not to get the hairs all messed up, because I'm assuming this might matte quite a bit, but we're gonna see. Hopefully it won't be bad. Put some under here as well. Yeah, and then we're just going to give that a little blast with some UV light, if I have batteries in my, barely. But hopefully that'll be enough to cure it pretty quick. And then we'll put her in the test tank and see how it goes. All right, let's drop her in and see what it looks like. So, as you can see, super buoyant to start, but let's see if we can get everything soaked and slowly sinking. So as I suspected, it stands straight up, and the coyote hair kind of flares out, which is nice, and has really good action actually too. So this is definitely something I might replicate in the future, and make it more of a craw style kind of bait. But yeah, super buoyant, stands straight up, pretty cool. Well folks, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching.